Hi, Tzaddik and Mad Tzaddiks from around the entire world. Today I had the privilege to be interviewing Hanala Fellig-Harrel. Hanala, how you doing?
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Can you please share with us a little bit about yourself?
A little bit about myself. Well, I'm a human being like you hopefully are. Who knows? But I am a human being. I am a mom. I am a singer. I'm a podcast host. I'm a proud Israeli. And most importantly, I am a proud Jew.
That's awesome. Most people know you as world-renowned Chanale Fellig, a singer, a funny comedy person. You're very funny. I'm just saying. My mother listens to your podcast. My mother listens to your podcast every Friday while she's cooking. How in the world did you become a singer, a podcaster? What's the story behind you?
What's the story behind me? Well, the fast speed version of it is that I was born in Florida, the oldest of 7 children, and we loved music in our house. We danced a lot. We sang a lot. My mother used to put on records and then cassettes and then CDs. And we were 5 girls spinning and twirling in the middle of the kitchen, having a grand old time. And I loved music. We all loved music, but I loved music the most. And I used to go down to my mother's shaitel room, and I used to stand in front of this big mirror with a brush, and I would sing the Tzlil V'Zemer and Miami Boys Choir solos. And I would think, one day I'm going to sing that. I don't know where or how, but I'm going to sing that. So my first opportunities were in camp. I used to go to summer camp, and I would be in the play, and I would be the soloist, and I would be the grandmother, and I would be the mother, and all these different roles, and I would be choir head. So I always had the opportunity, because I was Jewish and because I was in girls' camps, I had the opportunity to use my talent, you know what I mean? To let my voice shine. And from there, life gets in the way. I went to seminary, took my guitar, did some, strumming around the bonfire there. And then eventually moved back home to Florida, to my parents' house, and I started recording. I actually started recording before I started singing. I'm a recording engineer, and I taught myself how to record.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I was 19 years old, there were no computers. There were no smartphones.
Right.
How would you record yourself without a computer? Let's just think about that for a second.
I don't know. How did you do it?
Well, it was pretty advanced, actually, back in 2019, I would say 1999. You had this digital recorder in front of you, and it had 8 faders on it, those volume faders. And each fader represented a track, and you were able to plug in a microphone or a guitar into the track and record yourself onto that fader, onto that track. And you could do that 8 times in a row, and each time listen back to the tracks you've already recorded. And you could even control those tracks and change the panning, which means which side of the earphones you hear them on. So I got into recording, and when I got into recording, it gave me the opportunity to use my musical talents. And that's really where the connection, the relationship between the skill and the talent was born.
Wow, that's really cool. What was your first album called, and when did you record it?
The first album is Believer. And if you Google this stuff, there's a lot of it online. We are living in a digital world. So anyone who Googles can see that I have, at this point, 8 albums, maybe 9, considering the last one. Yeah. 8 albums. Okay. So we're going to go with 8, plus a lot of songwriting credits on Jewish albums, on DVDs, school plays. Like, my music has been heard far and wide at this point. So I'm very grateful to Hashem for that. But it didn't start with that agenda. It started with the agenda just to record music and pass it on to my friends. And, what did I know what the future held? I just knew that today I had a good opportunity. I'm either going to take it or not take it. And I took the good opportunities. And here I am today.
Wow. When and why did you start creating podcasts?
Oh, the podcasts. It's pretty new. It's about a year now, actually. Every Monday and Thursday. It started off once a week on Fridays. And then I took on the show twice a week, and it's been just amazing. It's a very popular, top performing Jewish podcast. And I have some terrific guests on my shows, and I work hard to make sure they're professional and interesting. And I have great advertisers and sponsors, and it's just been a bracha. So why I got into it? Just to use my voice. I'm a person who uses their voice. So A podcast is a
Right.
place you only use your voice and your mind and your heart. And I found a place for myself to express who I am into this universe.
Wow, that is crazy. What is your most best and crazy memory throughout this podcasting, singing, everything you do, adventure?
Oh my goodness. Craziest adventure. Too many to go through, but I'll give you one experience that was really cool. I got to fly to China, and that was pretty cool. When I was newly married, the shluchim in China, they brought me out to sing in their Chabad house in honor of the inauguration of their new mikvah, their women's mikvah, which I got to see. It was beautiful. So my husband and I were flown to China. I was actually expecting my first daughter, and we got to experience China. And did I love it? No, I could live without living in China, but it was definitely an experience that I only had the opportunity to have because of my career. So that was pretty cool.
Right. Wow. What is your dream? So what's something you really, really, really want to accomplish?
I want to have good kids. I want my kids to listen to me. I want my 15-year-old Hadassah, who, by the way, is the voice of Bella Bracha. I want Hadassah to clean up. No, actually, Hadassah's really clean. I want Yafa to clean up her room. And Yafa is also from Bella Bracha. So Yafa has to clean up her room, and everyone has to do their homework, and everyone has to remember to charge their electronics, and everyone has to be nice to each other and treat each other with respect and eat healthy and daven and think about Hashem and be grateful that they're Jewish and they live in Israel. And that would make me the happiest person in the world. If on top of it, I make millions of dollars because of my podcast, I won't complain.
That's fair enough. I like that. Hanala, what is a life lesson you can teach us?
Ooh, that's a tough one. A life lesson. Let's see. I hope that people learn from me that if you are consistent and if you are happy doing what you're doing, if you are in a good space, if you are working on yourself, you can achieve practically anything. So I know that sometimes life is so challenging and people feel like they're really struggling to be heard, but every one of us really has to be listening to ourselves. And when you listen to yourself and you don't think about what the world is thinking, right? Then that's the space and that's the place where you become a star. That's the place where you become the person you're meant to be, and you find yourself, and that's going to be a good thing, because we're all good and our neshamas are pure. So you find yourself, and only then can you be a light out into the world. And we're all stars in our own spaces. And I always say this, I don't have to perform to be Hanala, because I'm Hanala in my home. Hanala is who I am. So wherever you are, just focus on working on yourself and being a star, and then you will light up your universe. That's my message.
I love it. Hanala, thank you so much for joining this beautiful, wonderful, and amazing Elevate Yourself interview. Guys, for more interviews and videos, daily videos, please press the number below and have an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining us today.